What is going on, Misfits? Welcome back to another edition of Logician Tim Learns with me, your host, Logician Tim. That's right, guys. It's a show where you get to watch me go from a total gaming newbie to a more informed gaming newbie. How about that? What is going on, you guys? I feel like it's been forever. I had to take off last week, had some stuff to do, but I'm back this week, and we got some new stuff. We finished up Cyberpunk Red last week, and that week before last, and that was such a really, really cool RPG. And we had something new come in, and so it got pushed to the front of the line. Let me show you. This is the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition box set, and it's massive, you guys. It's like it's heavy. It's massive. Now, just like everything else, or most RPGs, I know nothing at all about Savage Worlds. Okay, nothing. Like the only thing I've heard about it is just like what I've seen on social media, and people just seem to like it. I don't know why. I don't know anything about it. And this will be my very first experience with the world, mechanics, the whole thing. What is up, Fred Daniel over there on YouTube? Good to see you, my sir. Good to see you. Yeah, man. So let me show you this real quick. This is the Kickstarter. Savage Worlds Kickstarter came out in October of last year, 2018. They ended up doing $524,000, all right, 5,289 backers. So yeah, they were averaging really good for their what's that, like $100 a backer or so, a little bit less. But yeah, they had a great little Kickstarter that they did. Now this one is the box set. So this $150 pledge is the box set, and I think this is the one that that Scott got for this. So I'm borrowing Scott's to do this kind of deep dive, this RPG report card, if you will. So actually, no, I want to say he got this one because he got the nice like leather bound collector's edition one, but I don't have that with me. I don't have that leather bound one with me, so I'm not going to review that. It's the same thing as this, it's just as leather bound, a little bit nicer stuff. Collector's edition. I think it's signed and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to be going over today. I did do kind of search around. I did see the Savage Worlds Adventure Edition is available on DriveThruRPG for $10. You can download the PDF right there. I looked for the actual box set everywhere, and the only place I found it was at this Game Nerds, and it was a pre-order. It was $112, but well, as of earlier, it says it was out of stock. Now it's saying pre-order. So I don't know. Earlier I checked it, it said out of stock. This button right here said out of stock. Now it's saying pre-order, so there you go. I don't know. You might be able to find it at Game Nerds with a Z. So there you go. GameNerds.com. Yeah, search for Savage Worlds Adventure Edition. You'll find it. Anyways, that's about it. Now let me find my thing here. All right. So yeah, like I said, I searched everywhere. I couldn't really find it to where you can get a physical copy. There's that pre-order right there, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it. And it's just kind of everywhere as soon as it comes out to everybody. But yeah, I want to kind of go over the box. Let's do that. Now, the first thing that I notice is the weight. And this thing is crazy heavy, you guys. I'm not sure how much it weighs. It's probably like 10 to 15 pounds. Like probably 2 jugs of milk, maybe a jug and a half of milk is about how much it weighs. It's really heavy. And they have some nice art on here. They kind of tell you the contents, what's in the box back here on the back. Pretty nice stuff. Good presentation on this for sure. Let's bust it open. Got it. All right. Put this over here where I can get to things. All right, the very first thing in here is a poster, and it's the same art that was on the box. You know, it's nice, but like it's got this big crease in the middle. I really don't know what I would do with it. Would you guys hang posters like with a crease in it, or is there a trick to get that out? Let me know down in the comments. Like, you know, if it's folded like this, what do you do with a poster like this? I see that from time to time, and I love getting some nice art, but like big crease in it, do you like iron it out or something? I don't know. Let me know. All right, so now inside the box though, it's really nicely packed. Like everything fits really nice in here. It's crammed full of goodies, right? There's all types of cards in here, several decks of cards. What is up, my dude? Several decks of cards. There's this like oversized action deck. That's what it's called. Like oversized playing cards. So I think you could use regular playing cards for this. but they do have these oversized Savage World themed playing cards here for you. There also comes this Power Cards deck, an Adventure deck, the Status Cards deck in here. So these are pretty nice size too. Set this stuff off to the side. Now, let me see. I don't know what these cards are used for because I haven't cracked open the books and started reading too much yet. I have a little bit. I've cheated a little bit. So, I guess I'll just have to keep reading and I'll figure out what these things are all for. And I'll share all that with you, of course. Now, there are some dice. Let me put this back. I was trying to skip ahead of myself. There are some dice that are in here as well. Some D4, or D6s, some D20, D12, and some other good stuff. The D6s are like pearlescent. They have like a pearl sheen to them. It's pretty cool looking. Kind of nice. Like just a nice little touch to them. I like that. So yeah, you get the dice in there as well. There's these chips. Actually, let me show you these counters first. They have these type of... I can figure out how to get in here. I'm sure this rattling is going over great for you guys. Sorry. But they have these little counters here, and you just kind of spin the back, and it counts up to... What's it? It looks like 20? Yeah, it counts up to 20, from 1 to 20. And so I'm assuming this is for like counting your hit points or something like that. I'm sure the book will let me know. But it's kind of a nice little touch. Everything looks like it's very nice quality that they put in here. Nothing looks chintzy or cheap at all. Put that back in there. They do have these poker chips. All right, this whole stack of poker chips. And these are heavy duty. These are heavy duty like at nice casinos, right? These aren't like plastic, fake old poker chips. These are nice heavy duty chips, heavy stuff. So again, not sure exactly what they're for. The book, I'm sure, will tell me what's going on, but I really like the quality of stuff that they've added in here for us. Lots of good stuff. Now, to kind of get to the bottom, you have to kind of remove the cards and these things on the side, and then you just kind of take this whole section and lift it up. Put it off to the side there. And you can get to the things down below. Now, they do include a couple of these like AE templates. And as you can see, there's like one circular and one conical. And I'm assuming this is for like when you're casting spells or something like that, or a blast, something blows up. Then this is kind of helps you judge all that kind of stuff. I'm assuming you're going to be playing with miniatures because they put stuff like that in there. So, or at least they have that stuff in there if you do play with miniatures. They do have some bookmarks in here for us as well. There's like 4 bookmarks with some artwork on them, and on the back there is they have information on them, things like injury table, ranged attack modifiers, and other cool things for you to just look at a glance. It seems like a bookmark though, like I would have this in my book holding my spot and not really looking for stuff, but maybe you could pass it out to your players or something. But anyways, that's in there. There are a couple of what I like to call cheat sheets, but they're normally when I see a cheat sheet, they would be the same thing. Like this one would be the same as this one, and you would just pass them out to a couple different players. That's not what this is. These are 2 completely different cheat sheets, and I guess you would just leave them on the table. One's called classes and it's called Chases and Vehicle Reference Chart. The other is called Combat Options and Situational Rules. And I personally like it when companies include things like this so that you can just kind of leave it on the table and your players can look over it. To me, it seems like it helps keep the game moving forward without people kind of flipping back through the book. And it gives players, kind of reminders also on things that they can do in the game. So if you're in a high-speed chase or you're in a vehicle, you can start kind of perusing this sheet a little bit and figuring out what types of things you can do. And so I kind of like it that they add stuff like that in there. It makes it really, really easy. Now they have this punch sheet, and these are little circular, they look like statuses, I guess. There's like shaken, aim, wounded, fatigue, defend, hold, distracted, vulnerable, entangled, and you just punch these out, and you can use them as well. And again, I'm assuming that a lot of this stuff is in here for when you play with miniatures. The AE templates, these punch little status circle things can help kind of keep things organized when you're playing with miniatures on, kind of maps and things like that, grid-based type system. Now they add this little booklet for us, and it's called Mini Settings, and it seems to have like little worlds kind of written up in here for you to venture. It kind of gets, the imagination flowing if you're looking for new areas to explore. All types of stuff from like Old West to like underwater, and all types of neat stuff in here. And I think that's like 60 something pages. Let's see. It's 47 pages. So yeah, it's still a good little booklet that they include in here for you to do all types of cool stuff in. Now they have the GM screen is heavy duty as well. It's not like giant tall like D&D screens that you see people have that like cover up almost with their nose or whatever. This one is a lot smaller in height, and it's about the size of like half a piece of paper, but it's really well done. It's very thick, and you open it up. It has rules and stuff on the inside, so you can check out stuff at a glance as a DM or a GM. In this case, the artwork is very well done on here. All types of different sci-fi, and I mean it's all over the place with the art, all over the place. So yeah, that's kind of what you get in here. But yeah, remember, this is an RPG after all. You do get some books with this, you guys. I promise you. You actually get 2 of them. Let me break these out real quick. I can put this off to the side. You get 2 books in this box set. You have the core book, and then you have the World Builder and GM guide. Okay. Now, let's take a look at the GM guide real quick. Now, real quick, the books are not full size. Let me reach back and show you this. They're a little bit smaller. So, like, here's the Pathfinder, like what I would call a normal size book, even though it's crazy thick. So you can see it's a little bit smaller. So if I line up the corners, it's a little bit smaller than, just a full size book. A little bit shorter, a little bit, less wide. So just kind of know that going into it. Now, in the World Book, what I was going to tell you about the World Book is 96 pages, and you kind of flip through here, and the first thing I notice is that it's got a giant font on it. It's like 15, 16, 18 font. It's very large font, which is going to make it easy for my old eyes to read. I don't have to squint and anything like that. But it looks almost a little bit overly big for me. I don't know. For some reason, I don't like super big fonts either. And this is right there on that line of that. But yeah, it's full of all of the types of things that you need to get your game going and to GM the game and those type of things. But yeah, it's going to make it easier for me to read. There's lots of pictures in here of gameplay. So let me show you. Like, here's a dude playing with some miniatures and some standees on a map. Let's see. Here's some kids playing around a table with miniatures, and there's cards around the table. Everybody's smiling and happy. Yay, let's go! Right, and there's several of those throughout the book of miniatures and things like that. So it's almost like they're kind of encouraging you to play with miniatures and maps and things like that. I guess it kind of helps for people like that. Here's Cthulhu dude with like a kung fu hat thing or a bandana thing on. It's kind of funny. But yeah, it just seems to be full of information about how to run a game and kind of tips on how to take it to the next level as well. And so I'm excited to dive in and share with you all the cool stuff that's in this GM guide as well, the World Builder and Game Master guide. Now, the role play book. Now, this is more like your typical rule book that you're used to seeing. It's 206 pages. It has art throughout the book. Let me kind of show you, flip through here. The font looks about the same size as the World Book, maybe a little bit smaller, maybe 1 or 2 points smaller than that. And this is kind of full of all of the mechanics and things like that you need to know to kind of get games going, all the different, classes or different attack moves that you can do, and the damages and the equipment, all that kind of stuff that you're used to seeing. Now, it looks like it's very well laid out. And, there's bold headings everywhere, so I can kind of read it in blocks, which I really enjoy it when they do that. It makes it very easy to comprehend what you're reading. Now, and also, even in bright light, like underneath my, it's kind of studio lights here, it's not super glossy. It's very, very little, reflection and glare off of it, and that just makes it so much easier for me to read. The art still looks great, but it doesn't have that crazy hard glare that hurts your eyes and you're constantly having to move the book like some of them do. So I'm really happy about that. So anyways, that was kind of a first look into the what's in the box of Savage Worlds. I wanted to kind of give you some thoughts. Now, having no background about Savage Worlds at all, and just kind of opening the box from a complete newbie perspective, and not really reading much in the books, like, what are my first thoughts? Well, I mean, the stuff that they put in the box is nice. I mean, it's very high quality stuff. The book's not being full size. It kind of bumps me out a little bit, just to be honest. Now, one of the best parts for me, kind of reading through the books and sort of collecting them, is displaying them on my shelf, and when I'm not reading them, and just kind of being able to go over there and grab a book off the shelf and flipping through it for inspiration, or maybe I forgot something I need to refresh my memory on. And when books are not full size, they sort of feel like less of a book, than a full-size book does. So if we set them side by side, I mean, it's not that big a difference, but it's enough. This feels like a book to me, and this feels like less of a book to me. And so that just kind of bums me out. And I don't know exactly how else to say it. For me, I would prefer a full-size book to go along with the quality and the presentation of everything else. All right. Now, and I'm used to getting an RPG book, which is essentially, a world with game mechanics attached to it, right? It's kind of, you have Tales from the Loop is like this alternate 80s, history that's going on, and you have some game mechanics thrown in there. Well, Savage Worlds does not appear to be that way. It seems to be game mechanics with several worlds attached, and kind of the art reflects that. I mean, there's sci-fi stuff going on, there's fantasy stuff going on, a little horror art here and there. The message is pretty clear that I can play this game in whatever world that I want to, and honestly it's going to take me a little time to get used to this idea, as I'm just used to them giving me the world and selling me on that world, because then that excites me to take the time it takes to learn the mechanics. Does that make sense? They're really asking me almost to take a leap of faith that the mechanics are this good, or that good. Just trust me, and so I'll be willing to learn them without pitching me the world first, which is really different than most RPGs. If you think about it, kind of like pitching your friend on a new RPG, or maybe somebody that's never played RPGs before. You don't tell them, man, look how cool these combat mechanics are, and how many cards and tokens you use, and how many dice you're going to throw when you do a skill check. No, you really don't do that. You usually say something like, look, here's what you're going to do. You're going to be playing a character. You're going to be playing this cyber warrior that is fighting these weird creatures in order to save the universe, and you're going to gain powers and get stronger and stronger along the way. Because that's the world. You're going to sell them on the world. And they didn't do that on this. I see this as something for me to overcome as I jump into this thing more, and I think it's going to allow me to focus on exactly what it is that they are communicating to me as I go through things. But overall, like I said, I think the presentation is very nice, very well done. I'm excited about jumping into this and figuring out what exactly is going on with this game and why people seem to love it so much. So this is my very first time ever touching anything to do with Savage Worlds. So yeah, join me as I keep going through these. Tomorrow, I think I'm going to have another stream, be diving into this rule book, and we'll go over it all step by step, and we're not going to skip a thing. So yeah, going to be pretty cool. So do me a favor, like the stream, hit that subscribe button down there. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave me a comment. I've loved seeing new comments on the videos, and I try to respond to all of them. Share the stream, that always helps. I like seeing new faces around here. I've seen a lot of new faces here lately, and I really appreciate that, guys. Sharing the stream helps out a whole lot. That's about it from me tonight. I will see you next time on Logician Tim Learns. Bye.